every time you use a bottle of water and you throw it in the trash, you're adding one more plastic bottle to the landfill. So all CPGs are trying to change it to the refill model, where you have a keep a bottle and you send refill in bags or pouches or diffuse pods. So we are really catalyzing that by adding the connected element to it. So we can make it easy for the consumers to, one, make sure that they get the refill on time, and two, our technology also detects that they have refilled. So it creates that closed feedback loop for both the brands and the consumer. So think of it as a connected refill reuse system that we are part of.
You are listening to Power Marketing with Kevin Lee. Kevin and his agency Did It have helped thousands of businesses win through superior marketing, as have his books, articles, speaking engagements, and the E-Marketing Association Power Marketing podcasts. Here's Kevin.
I'm really excited to be chatting with Adhithi, who started Adrich a few years back, and I wanted to get first the origin story. So what the catalyst was for you starting the company.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. I'm excited to be here and good to connect. And I guess the story of Adrich has largely been from my personal experiences. Entrepreneurship was always on the cards. I knew I was going to get into it, but I did want to gain some corporate experience. And I would say Adrich came about with three of my passion circles coming together, right? The mission for Adrich is to really help brands get better insight into how consumers are using their products so they can build products better suited to consumer needs, as well as for the consumers, with our days and lives becoming so busy. We really wanted to bring convenience through their day-to-day consumer products. So it's really in the CPG industry that Adrich is operating, and helping brand managers get the ammunition of data-driven product development and marketing that they can leverage to one, learn about their consumers, to innovate in bringing about new products, and three, really going the extra mile to serve their consumers and ultimately increasing brand loyalty. And so when I talked about the three passion circles, really it came, my background has largely been in the technology world. I've been a product manager. And when I was a product manager, I had the luxury of understanding how my products are being used. In other words, usage. For example, websites, you know exactly where the traffic is coming from, how often are they on your website, etc. And that helps you really understand, where you can improve your product and your offering. Now, when we looked into CPG, that was the second passion circle where I love supply chain and CPG. And I saw there that the brand managers didn't have access to that usage data. So really bringing my experience from the product management to brand management and bringing that same data-driven approach to products, marketing, and really serving the consumers is how this came about. And I have a electrical engineering profession background. I did my bachelor's there. So all of that three passion circles came together there.
So where does the data come from that you empower brand managers with? Does it come from a variety of sources? I know for many years, CPG firms relied on shopper data that came from loyalty cards and down at the grocery chain level. But there must be more data points now than just that.
Yeah, actually, we create a whole new data set. So what we do is we have smart labels that's feel and stick. So I don't know if they can see it with this background, but let me actually.
If you put it in front of you, you should be able to see it. Like block yourself with it, then you'll see it. So yeah.
Oh well. How do I
put it down in front of your dress? You should be able to see it.
Oh, okay, here.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's a good idea. Okay, so can you see the bottle?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's a smart label that you can attach to any product. It goes outside and it's equipped with sensors, and it tracks the volume remaining in the bottle at any point in time, and takes usage. So how often it's being used, how much is being poured. All of this data streams through an app, using Bluetooth, and then that then uses 4G or Wi-Fi and brings it to our cloud, and we present it as a dashboard to brands where they can see in real time accurate usage data at an aggregated consumer level. And they can also get individual consumer data, but at a masked, we don't share PII. And for the consumers, all of this is done through opt-in. So it is a very, they can even see that there's something smart. We explicitly tell, and we take care of the privacy of the consumers. In return, consumers can give feedback to their favorite brands on what they don't like with the product. And they also get the convenience because we are able to also auto reorder. So it detects when you run out because we detect how much is remaining at any point in time, and it auto reorders. So the next time you run out of coffee or shampoo, you'll find one at the door, right? Zero touch shopping. So that's the whole new data set that we are creating. And that adds to other data sets that the brands are already using. So think of it this way. Till now, the data was available up until the retail store, but the last mile from point of purchase to point of consumption was a black box. We are opening that black box and bringing the consumers into the mix of helping the brands making better products.
That's really fascinating. On the auto reorder side of things, obviously, not all CPG products have a direct to consumer functionality yet. And so for the cases where a brand would like to implement an auto reorder basis, do they have a partnership with local retailers to fulfill the auto reorder?
Yeah, so our platform for now, for example, we are already integrated with Amazon. We have a partnership with Amazon. So if a brand is already online with Amazon, very easy plug and play. So basically, the consumers can install an Alexa app. And as they run out, the order goes through and places it on Amazon, and Amazon takes care of fulfillment. And we still give the insight to the brands. So that is the logistics we have, and we have APIs that basically integrate into any point of sale system. So we can really create that omni-channel strategy distribution that brands already have.
Right. Well, that certainly is much more precise than the subscribe and save,
Exactly.
because one never knows when one's actually going to run out of that shampoo or that olive oil.
Exactly, right? I mean, today's those subscription services, you either invariably you get it earlier than you need, or you get a whole bunch when you're like, let's say, out of town. We changed that to consumption-based subscription. In fact, there's a 40% churn because of that issue, where consumers don't like it when they get more products, so they go and cancel, and that creates significant churn for the brand.
Mhm.
This way, because we are adjusting it based on the consumption and it orders only when you need it, it really changes the game. And think of it subscription 2.0, which we call consumption-based subscription. So it's a win-win. Consumers get the right amount of product and brands don't lose the consumer. So we've seen consumer lifetime value increasing by at least up to 33%. In fact, we are live in Europe with a brand called Olivery, which is an olive oil brand, and they have a smart bottle subscription, and that's powered by our technology, and the consumers are loving it because they don't have to worry about running out of olive oil, and it just shows up at the door magically without really doing anything.
Right. Well, I can imagine that there are probably some products that it's much more well suited for. Do you find that brand managers are concerned about the price increase of the packaging as being a deterrent, or do you feel like they're much more open to having that discussion?
Yeah, actually, because they're able to have that one-on-one digital relationship with the consumers, they're able to engage them better. And also, because of the auto reorder, we're increasing the lifetime value just by not really needing to reacquire that consumer once they're already acquired, right? So you're saving on the consumer acquisition cost. So the real ROI is on the marketing side. So the cost we actually have case studies where we've seen the benefit of the lifetime value increase along with the reduction in the churn offsets the cost of the technology. So there is a clear ROI and a commercialization aspect, even at scale for this.
That's great to hear. Yeah, it doesn't seem like packaging has gotten much attention over the last year. So it's really interesting to see you guys on the new frontier of digital packaging. Do you have any other fun deployments that you have planned that you can talk about without naming any brands?
Yeah, absolutely. We have, like I said, we are live in Europe. We're just rolling out in UK in the summer with another home care product. And in the US, we've done a lot of cleaning products. In fact, we just are one of the companies as part of the US Plastic Pact, where we are a catalyst to help brands adopt refill and reusable packaging. You know how we can have a single-use, reducing single-use plastics, right? Because every time you use a bottle of water and you throw it in the trash, you're adding one more plastic bottle to the landfill. So all CPGs are trying to change it to the refill model, where you have a keep a bottle and you send refill in bags or pouches or diffuse pods. So we are really catalyzing that by adding the connected element to it. So we can make it easy for the consumers to, one, make sure that they get the refill on time, and two, our technology also detects that they have refilled. So it creates that closed feedback loop for both the brands and the consumer. So think of it as a connected refill reuse system that we are part of, and we're super excited about that. I think with that backing from US Plastic Pact and WWF, we'll be able to really galvanize the entire ecosystem, including packaging suppliers, CPGs, retailers, as well as with our technology, bring the whole ecosystem together to enable a better sustainable future in terms of reducing single-use plastics.
So you mentioned cleaning products and olive oil. So we've, liquid foods and potentially cleaning products. Are there any other industry categories that you're excited about?
Yeah, we've also done, the durables like vacuum cleaners, as well as the good thing about our technology is that it really works across categories. So you can take anything from food and beverage to cleaning, beauty. We've gotten into a lot of beauty segments, personal care as well. So it's the same smart label that works across all the tech products. So it brings that scalability and that connected, it's built for that connected home scenarios where, you have a connected kitchen, a connected bathroom, and all of these products talk to one single entity. And since we're already integrated with Amazon, it really routes all the orders through Amazon automatically.
Right.
Those are the categories we primarily operate in.
One interesting that I was thinking about as I learned about the platform is the different categories and different types of products have different consumers, some of whom are indifferent between brands and some of whom are already brand loyal. So I would imagine that the ROI of this is greatest when there are people that are sort of in that indifferent camp where like they'll get Coke or they'll get Pepsi and they don't really care which one they get. And so if you can reorder and make that specific brand sticky, right, then the LTV lift is much greater. Have you found that to be the case?
Yeah, broadly speaking, we can categorize it into the high involvement product categories versus the low involvement product categories. So where the low involvement has a lot of indifference, right? There's brand switching costs, which are really high. In those categories, be it cleaning, be it, these day-to-day consumables, in these categories, convenience becomes the key factor for the consumer. And there, the real value add is because of convenience, making them sticky and increasing the lifetime value is the key value proposition there. But we also saw in high involvement goods where pretty much they're brand loyal, for example, beauty, spirits, these are all high involvement products. They're brand loyal, but they expect personalization as a service that the brand could offer. And we enable that through the technology, where we can really help with regimen monitoring, for example, right? Like in beauty, if you have to use a skin cream day and night, sending that really nice messages about reminding a consumer to use it really gives that personal feel. So that becomes the value equation for high involvement goods, and that increases brand loyalty. So there is a equation in both categories. One solves for brand switching, the other increases the engagement, increasing brand loyalty. Did
Right. And
that
it
answer your
sounds like,
question?
yeah. And it sounds like the reminder, if it's a gentle reminder, would increase the usage per week or usage per day or whatever the case may be, because if people haven't habitualized the use of that product yet, then this is a sort of gentle reminder to habitualize it better.
Correct. And also for them, they get the best effect out of the product, because a lot of times if they say the product is not working, it's most likely that they are not following the regime. And
Yeah.
if we are able to create that, regimen building, then for the consumers also, they're spending a significant amount on the product, they will get the best effect out of it.
So from the consumer usability, like what's their initial engagement with the brand? Like, just so that I can understand, if I go to the store and I happen to buy an enabled product, is there a call to action with a QR code for me to download the app, or how do I experience the enhanced digital footprint for the brand?
Yes, so it's pretty much like the subscribe and save, right? So think of another smart replenishment button there, and you opt in at that point, and you say, okay, I'm opting in for the smart replenishment. In fact, you can go to oliveri.com and see there, you can actually, there's a smart bottle option, so you can purchase that. At that point, you're opting into that smart replenishment service. So when you get it, you know that it's smart. So, and then we give QR code is there. So you scan it, it directs you into an app, and you download the app and connect the bottle, and that's about it. That establishes a digital connection between the brand, you, and even the retailer. And if they want to do it through Amazon, we have the SDK that is integrated with Alexa as well.
Great. Well, wearing my product manager hat, I'd imagine that, like, at least on my product roadmap for us sitting in your seat, would be to start to add push notifications to the app as well. Have you already implemented something like that to allow for proactive messaging?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So we do have push notification already active. In fact, we allow the brands to almost make it their look and feel, and we have customizable push notification on our dashboard and at different points of use. So let's say in a beauty product, when you open the product, you want to be able to give them some information about the product. So you can add videos, links to the push notification, and even add some graphics to engage the consumers. Another example is specifically in refills, right? We saw this really good use case where when the consumers refilled, the brand actually created a push notification to really congratulate them to take that extra step and how they have reduced the carbon footprint. So we give individual consumer patterns, and every refill that they use, they're actually reducing the carbon footprint. And we actually calculate how much of carbon footprint they have reduced, and that is sent as a push notification. Right. So a lot of elements of engagement across the use of the product. And that has been a really good, it has been received very well by the consumers as well. That excitement comes about. It also creates more empowerment to the consumers, because they know that they are also impacting the environment, and they're more inclined to adopt the refill systems here.
That's great. Yeah, there's all sorts of different ways that you would think about the idea of compliance, right? Compliance with using your skin cream, compliance with using lower carbon footprint packaging, et cetera. It's really fascinating to think through the ramifications of sort of a closed loop reordering and monitoring system. And as long as the privacy issues are addressed, it sounds pretty powerful. So, what has you excited about 2023?
Yeah, so for one, like I said, the we are rolling out internationally in UK, but also US. We have a couple of brands already in the pipeline with the rollout, and our biggest milestone has been the integration with Amazon. It makes it much more easier if a brand is already on the on Amazon. It's just a matter of adding the smart replenishment plugin. So we can really turn it around in weeks. So that's really the excitement in smart replenishment. And other than that, we also operate in market research. So we do have the consumer insights module of our technology, where we've given really key insights. And thereabout also, we've gone across product categories into durables as well. So I think the biggest excitement is bringing all these entities together, be it CPGs, be it DTC brands, as well as retailers. And at the end of the day, consumer is the king. So bringing all of these entities to really enrich the lives of the consumers. And the other exciting part is we are helping with the environment and sustainability. And I'm excited about everyone really putting an effort to take the refill to the next level, including we are in talks with some very strategic partners with packaging suppliers who can really adopt this and make this a wide scale application.
Well, that's great. I look forward to continuing to watch your success as this deploys, and I'm sure that the platform will evolve as it goes as well.
Right, and I did also, Kevin. I might want to just add this in the last answer. We do have a new brand called the Fill Again. So it's Fill, FILL GAGAIN. You can visit the website fillagain.com. That's our new consumer-facing brand, and it's also a connected product store. So consumers can go there and purchase sample products, as well as brands can also check our categories there and really get an experience of how this whole end-to-end system works. And we also integrated with Shopify and WooCommerce. So brands who are using those e-commerce systems, we have a turnkey plug-and-play solution ready to go. So if they want to launch a connected product tomorrow, we'll be able to make that happen.
Great. Well, that sounds exciting. Thanks so much for sharing that.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin Lee's Power Marketing is available on all your favorite podcast networks. Kevin loves helping businesses excel at marketing. Having marketing challenges? Just like Santa in The Miracle on 34th Street, if Kevin can't help you, he'll know someone who can. Find him on LinkedIn, subscribe, or follow.